Okay, in this video we're going to look at quadratic functions in standard form and how you graph them. So previously we have graphed in vertex form, we've graphed in factored form, so now we're going to do standard form. So this is from our previous problem. We did this one earlier in your notes, and the first thing we always want to do is find our vertex, and we want to plot that on the coordinate plane. So recall that the formula for the vertex is negative b over 2a, and once you find that value, that gets you your x value, you substitute that back into the function to get the y value. So we calculated that earlier in this lesson, so we will go ahead and just plot that. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is find the y-intercept. So the y-intercept is fairly easy to figure out. All you're doing is substituting in 0 for x, because anywhere on the y-axis here, the x value is 0. So technically we're doing f is 0. And that will give us our y-intercept, which is nice because a bunch of stuff cancels out and you're left with 12. So we know our y-intercept is at 0, 12. Okay? Then we're going to use that axis of symmetry. Remember, the axis of symmetry is going to go right through the center of the vertex. Okay, and it's nice because this y-intercept that is 2 units from the axis of symmetry, I can get a match for it by reflecting it over that line and putting it over at 412. So if I can get one y-intercept, I can use that axis of symmetry pretty quickly just to plot one on the other side. And then I've got 3 points, and I can draw my parabola. So when we're doing our parabolas, we do want to have 3 points. We want to have that vertex and maybe a couple other points on that graph. So that's all there is to graphing one in standard form. So I'm going to have you guys try this one. So go ahead and pause the video, try it in your notes, and then we'll you can hit play and check to see if you are correct. Okay, so let's go over this one and see how you did. So to get the vertex, that's the first thing. We do negative b over 2a. So remember, this is a, b, c. So I always have a negative, but this time the 6 is also negative. Okay, so 2 negatives make a positive, so technically this is 6 over 2, which is 3. Now you will substitute that value in for the function. So I'm going to do f of 3 to get my y-coordinate of the vertex. And if you use a calculator, it's probably the easiest way. That's 9 minus 18 minus 1. So it looks like that would come out to be negative 10. So there's my vertex, 3, negative 10. So I'm going to go over 3, and plot my vertex. Okay, the next thing I'm going to find is my y-intercept, and I'm going to substitute in 0 for the x to do that. And if I simplify all that, I get negative 1. So my y-intercept is at 0, negative 1. Oops, I'm off a line. The next thing we plot is our axis of symmetry. So in this case, it's going to go right through 3. Boom, 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 boom. And then I'm going to reflect that. So since that's 3 away on the left, I'm going to go 3 to the right and get that point. So that point would be 6, negative 1 would be my matching point there. And then I'm going to connect my dots into a parabola shape. Okay, so find your vertex, find your y-intercept, use your axis of symmetry to get a third point that's symmetrical to your y-intercept. Okay, and I think we'll stop there.